Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Darren Guitar Freak speaking here, and since it's around the Halloween time, I thought I might do a DVD collection video of the Halloween series. This is a very good series, my favorite franchise of all time especially, and this is my favorite horror movie of all time, just to kind of let you all know that. Later on in the month, I will be doing more series reviews. If you haven't watched my DVD collection movie of the Alien series, definitely watch that as well. But later on in the month, I will be doing other horror franchises of my favorites. But Halloween is definitely the best, so I'll start off with my favorite first, and then I'll let off to blah blah blah. But anyway, of course you got the first one right here. You got John Carpenter's Halloween. I got this at Walmart for like $10, so it was good price for a movie like this. One of the greatest horror movies of all time. Jamie Lee Curtis was fantastic. John Carpenter, though, is definitely one of the best. You might want to check him out. This is I know there's a 25th anniversary edition out, but I'm happy with this one. This is just, I guess, the regular standard DVD. I guess I don't know. I guess this came out before, but this has some pretty good features on it. Not a whole lot, but this one's actually pretty good. So yeah, definitely check this movie out. But I'm sure most of you guys have seen this if you're watching like Halloween review videos. Next we got Halloween 2. Great sequel. It was definitely one of the first Michael Myers movies I ever saw was Halloween 2. Followed up right after where the first one left off. One of the best sequels in the series. The first sequel, but also one of the best. This was directed by Rick Rosenthal. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. He directed Halloween Resurrection. Well, I'll get to that shortly. But this movie was great. Not as good as the first one, but this one is a little bit This one is a bit gorier than the first. But yeah, pretty good. Really have nothing to say much about the first two because the first two are classic ones. Then a year later, they came out with of course, what a lot of people despise is Halloween 3: Season of the Witch. I think what they tried to do here was where they were going to take the whole franchise and put it in a new direction. But after this movie did so poorly, I know that they just decided to have Michael Myers in the whole rest of the series. This was the mistake that they did. But it's not the worst movie ever made. You gotta try to think of it on it's more of a movie if it stands on its own. If it stood on its own, it would have done a lot better. I know that for sure. But it stars Tom Atkins, Stacey Nelkin. I know who Tom Atkins is. I don't know who really the rest of these actors are. Pretty much unknowns, I guess. But Tom Atkins is the horror icon. Was the '80s horror icon back in his time. He was pretty good. He was in a lot of movies that I liked. He was in you might remember him from The Fog, the original Fog. I believe he was. I never saw it, but I believe he's in the My Bloody Valentine in 3D. I don't know what role he plays because I've never seen it, but apparently he's in that for some reason. He's in The Howling, which is a good werewolf movie. So I guess if you want to see it, go ahead, but you're not going to expect Michael Myers at all or anything. So yeah. So with the mistake of what people thought was crap, they got several years was kind of waited for Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. This is another one of the best sequels. I do like this one. I do enjoy this one a whole lot. This is when the series went in another direction where they say that Laurie Strode's dead, and she once Michael Myers overhears that her niece is around, he tries to go for her. So yeah, it's cool how he's actually trying to get a kid this time instead of a grown-up, which was really cool. And Danielle Harris, she did an amazing job in both 4 and 5. So yeah, this is great. Yeah. So next we have this movie was considered to be did the worst out of most of them at the time. I don't know about now, but once it got up to 5, this was Halloween 5: Revenge of Michael Myers. I like this movie. Not as good as 4 though, but I do like it. This turned more into like a mysterious thriller. A lot of things you don't know what's happening. There's two suggestions that happen in this one that will explain in part 6, but there's the thorn on Michael Myers' wrist that they don't explain in this one, and there's a mysterious man in black. But that all explains in part 6. But I'll explain to you that when I get to that. It's pretty good. I guess it's not bad. Most people hate it. I didn't think it was that bad. My favorite death in this one is the pitchfork. When the guy gets his pitchfork through his back, that was pretty cool. That was my favorite death scene. Probably the most bloodiest too. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, next we have part 6, which is Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. This one was where kind of explained more of the thorn and the mysterious the man in black. This one is I thought definitely the bloodiest one. This is probably the goriest one in the series, but it's definitely not the scariest. That is just not right there. But this one, I believe now, is out of print in stores. The only way you can get this is if you order it online. This is the theatrical version, not the producer's cut, like most people say that are better. But I'm happy with this one. I do have this on VHS, by the way. I was lucky to even get this because I found it at a store that sold old movies, so it would be really hard for me to get a movie online. Real hard to get movies online these days. But pretty good. Pretty good. Introduced Paul Rudd or something. He's mostly does comedy. You might remember him from Role Models and those kind of movies. So cool. Next we have Halloween H2O 20 years later. I'll also have this one at VHS because I also bought this one at the same store. Halloween H2O was I'm gonna have to say this is the best one since the original. The absolute best sequel right here. Josh Hartnett's in it, which you might remember him from Pearl Harbor and The Faculty. Pretty interesting movie. LL Cool J and those two actresses. I don't know who they are, but here's Jamie Lee Curtis's return, which I'm sure that's what everybody wants. But this was real good. It was directed by Steve Miner. He also directed Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3, so that's good right there. So then we come to the last in the series, which was Halloween Resurrection. Rick Rosenthal directed this one, and I'd have to say this is probably my least favorite behind Halloween 3. Not the greatest. Don't have much to say about this. The opening is good, but the rest of the movie just, I thought, went sort of downhill. You got that one guy that plays in American Pie, but I don't know. I don't think it was that good. But this was the last in the series, so it's not like we really had to worry about any more bad ones. So yeah, Busta Rhymes, Tyra Banks. I don't think so. All right. Anyway, we come to another one. This is pretty cool. If you love Halloween, if you're a big fan, you got to check this out right here. This is called Halloween 25 Years of Terror. This is a reviewing of the whole Halloween series. Every single one of them, except for the remake, because it didn't come out at the time this DVD was made. It has Halloween 2 and 3 extended interviews, extended celebrity interviews, Halloween 5 on-set footage, Halloween convention montage, fans of Halloween, collections, props, and blah, 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 discussion panels, and galleries, and the Halloween locations of where all the Halloween films were filmed in location. Very, very good. It also comes with a comic book too, so but this is one you gotta check out. Yeah, the comic book, Halloween Autopsies or whatever, and it's got the 2 discs in here, so that's awesome. Then we come to the final, by far, that you can get on DVD, which is Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now, I saw this in theaters, and I loved it. It was great. One of the best horror remakes I'd ever saw. It's pretty good. Definitely one to check out if you haven't seen it. Halloween 2 I went to go see in theaters.
I'm not going to say anything about that because I have a review on it. I reviewed it, so if you want to go on my page and watch my HD review, then go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to say anything about it on here. So just go to my page and watch it if you want to watch the review. But this is I think just watch the remake. The remake is actually pretty good. So yeah, that is the Halloween series, guys, and stay tuned for some more of my DVD collection videos coming up, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.